Good Saturday evening, everybody, and April Fool's Day, right? Happy April Fool's Day. First day of April, also the first day of 420 month. So anyway, I'm Spirit of 420 because everything I do is so 420. Good to see all of y'all. Had a wonderful night last night. Let me just start off by saying that. Excuse me. Last night was pretty badass. This is the only bit of joint that I have left. I ended up smoking a total of 5 joints during that. Did like 8 dabs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bowls, and a bong, 2 bongs to be exact. It's one small little rig and one regular beaker. This guy, which is totally cashed out. Anyway, today's going to be a short episode because last night I was on for 4 hours and 20 minutes. My hips are still hurting from standing here that entire time. But shout outs to King, Commander, and Master, Bong Master Rob. Had a wonderful time with him. That motherfucker's so crazy. I love having him. Eventually, we're going to find a way where he can bring his head down from the top. You know what I mean? Lucky, who was quiet, but I know he'll be talking more. We're going to have a one-on-one. He and I already agreed that he wanted to do it. I know he'll be on more. And trust me, he will open up more and more and more. Just give the man time. It was his first show. And Canna Commander, a good shout out to him too, for trying to keep up. But I think he smoked just 1.5 joints with us. And his wife, though, she was the best part of the whole night. Also want to give shout outs to Brittany and Haley, who ended up joining the stream impromptu at the end and smoked with us. I think that most likely they'll be back for some more smoke sesh time in the future. But tonight is just one of my regular. Where'd my book go? Tonight is one of my regular episodes. One of my what would you call it? Ongoing episodes, Flick Dick, where I do investigations of different films as well as TV shows. And I mean, this one's hot off the press because my wife and I got it this morning. Like, you want to go see a movie? We were going to go to the 1 o'clock show, but the 1 o'clock show was already packed. It would have had to, if you've ever been to IMAX, you know, you don't have 2 sections of seating. We would have not been in the front seat, but the back row of the front seating. So still that kind of, we didn't do it. So we went to the 4:15, which is always good. Go to a 4:20 show. And we got nice and baked on the way there, as you can imagine. And barely made, I literally just got home like 15 minutes ago. Got home in time enough to brew the coffee and basically brush my teeth and get ready. So here we are. 4 minutes, 20 seconds in. So, any Bahoo, Dungeons and Dragons. First of all, I want to start off by saying what Dungeons and Dragons over the last 5 years has got some, 6 years really, whatever, has gotten some serious notoriety. And really, to me, it started off in 2000. They did a movie. It was horrible. We all know it, right? But Stranger Things came out, kind of resurrected the whole dungeon D&D thing. Half people had forgotten what D&D was, I promise you. And most people don't realize all the different things that are, discussed in the D&D world. All the different characters. It's like a combination of everything that Tolkien ever wrote and like every other person that's ever written fantasy. So, needless to say, Spirit of 420 is a nerd. I grew up in those nerd times. I was around when D&D came out. I had multiple characters that I built, and it was a big deal because it was kind of like the way we play video games. And trust me, video games have gotten a lot from the D&D culture that we now take for granted. But the whole building of characters and a lot of that really came from D&D. At least I believe it, because originally that's not how video games were. And they caught on. They're like, hey, we can do levels. And sure enough, they did. But you know, it's funny because my wife and I were both actually kind of like, hey, you know, we wanted, we both enjoyed the game D&D. We both understood the game D&D. Saw the first one back in 2000. Were quite disappointed. Went to go see John Wick recently and was, you know, needless to say, we're disappointed. And you can watch a previous episode of that. So I went into this really kind of, what's the word? Expecting as little as possible, therefore hoping to get as much out of it as I could. Well, it started off horrible. I will say that. Simply because they start, you know, movies now, every single movie, almost every single movie, or it seems like every other movie, is giving this intro, thanking us for coming to the theaters, you know, and I just think it's, what's the word? Placate, maybe, you know, it doesn't feel real. It feels like, hey, let's do this and it'll make them feel good. It doesn't make me feel good. It feels cheesy as shit, to be quite upfront about it, right? I'm going to the movie. I don't need to be told that I'm a good person or even a superhero for doing so. So that part of it started off for me bad. But I will say that it quickly got better because the movie was enjoyable. It was good acting, good directing. The story was good. The special effects were pretty decent for the most part. There was a couple parts that I would say, just like anything today, you can tell some scenes got rushed for whatever reason. Maybe they ran late on a deadline and had to produce whatever. You know, it happens. But for the most part, everything was pretty good. The acting, again, was good in the sense of even from the younger folks. There was a couple people that I didn't really know too well, but you know, they were in this and they did well. Right out of the gate, the story had me interested. I was into it. The character introduction was all done very well. What I mean by that is I didn't have to wait, and you know, I wasn't bored for 15 minutes for the standard formula of a character introduction. Right? They did it very. What's the fucking word? Innovative and new in the sense of the way that they brought the characters into the, you know, because this is one of those adventure. You know, it's an adventure. Right? It's fucking Dungeons and Dragons. So, anywho, Hugh was definitely one of my one of the high points. He was hysterical. Chris was good. Michelle was good. The other ones who I don't know all by name, first name, were pretty decent there. Who was the? I know I recognize her, and I forgot to look her up. So it's my show. I can do what I want. I'm gonna look her up real quick because I'm trying to think of who the what's the word? The sorceress. She was the red witch or whatever, and I recognized her right off, and I was like, okay, where do I know her from? I think she was she was in it, but I haven't seen that yet. So I'm just looking to see if there's something else. Because I really thought that I recognized her, but I guess unless I'm looking at the wrong one. Oh, you know what? I was. Yeah, I was looking at the wrong one. Underworld. All right, she's been in Underworld. And it is the chick from Shadow and Bone. Okay. Yeah, I thought I'd seen her. She's also in Sandman. Apparently, she's like a Netflix chick. She's done quite a bit with Netflix and probably will do more. But she was probably one of the cheesier parts. She was okay, but she was a little over the top. The young sorcerer was actually quite entertaining. I enjoyed it. It was a young British kid that played him. I don't know his name. But roundabout, coming full circle, the movie was good. It was enjoyable. I would definitely go out and see it in the theaters. We saw it IMAX, so it was definitely, you know, This one actually would have been probably fun in 3D, but it wasn't needed. It was, God, I know you're going to think this sounds cheesy, but it was, because it's not going to match the rating, but it was perfect. It was just what I needed on a Saturday afternoon for just a good old escape from reality adventure based on shit that I fucking knew, right? I grew up with D&D. I already said that. I'm a nerd. So put it all together. I give it a solid 70, just enough to go out in the theater. I mean, it's cheese. You know that watching the trailer. If you don't think it's going to have some cheese in it, then you don't know when you have a cheeseburger, do you? You don't even know. There's no cheese on this. If you saw the trailer to Dungeons and Dragons and you don't think that you're going to see a cheesy film, trust me, I'm giving it a 70 with cheese. All right, so there you go. It's a 70 with cheese. Because quite frankly, I went going knowing I was going to get some cheese in the movies. That's what I wanted. There was elements of, it's Dungeons and Dragons. So did it have some actual elements of Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones, some of our favorite, most recent ones? Absolutely. And it was done really well. The whole thing was fun. It didn't last too long. It wasn't too short. It was none of that. That's why I said it was perfect. It was just the right amount of good old American fucking melted all around it cheese for a good afternoon, being high as fuck. I was still high from last night and woke up, been getting high since I woke up. So it just fit the bill. That's all I can tell you. And if you're looking for something to go have, it's fun. I don't even know. Let's do that real quick because that's what we've been doing now lately. So I give it a 70, but let's see what the old Google gives you. Huh? I don't want that. It was looking up cast for me. I just want the movie. All right, so IMDb. Let's see here. Yeah, I have to get out my old man glasses. There they are. IMDb gives it a 7.6. Not bad. Rotten Tomatoes says 91%. Metacritic, 72%. And 94% of Google users clicked thumbs up and not a thumb down. So I think that's fairly obvious to say that in this one, I always like giving mine first before I read it, just because that kind of tells me, where I am with the general public, if you will. And quite frankly, I think I'm pretty close. That hic got me. Time for coffee. Last thing you want to do is watch one dude have a self-smoke session and fucking cough his ass off. So, just a few quick announcements because I've already been on longer than I really wanted to tonight. Next Friday, I got another really cool guest, Spiderweb. It's already posted on my channel. I would definitely go ahead and hit the notify button on that one. I will be back on Monday and Wednesday with some shows. Don't know what that's going to be. You'll just have to wait and see. Probably going to do a book reading at least on one of those days. Wanted to read this quote book that I found. It's really not, I think I can do it in an entire, it's a short one, so I know I can do it in an entire show. So that'll be one of the shows. And the other thing I was going to say is if anybody out there watching now, or if you know somebody who would have fun in doing this, have a smoke session, feel free to, reach out to me and be like, hey man, I want to come on. I want to get high with you. Because that's what it's all about. We can get high, have a good conversation, have a few laughs, and then let the night fly on by. I will leave you with at least a couple of quotes tonight. I had to clean my eyeballs. I know, it's okay. I'm okay with I'm okay with getting older. It's part of the world we live in. Just trying to get to the right page. All right, so how about enjoy today? That seems like a perfect one, right? Enjoy today. Am I on the right page? Be here. No. I bet you E has 2. Dream the impossible dream. Well, that is just weird. There it is. Oh, okay, it is. I missed it. It's embrace life and then enjoy the day. Get the cover off. That always helps. How we spend our day is, of course, how we spend our lives. Annie Dillard. Here's a good one. Henry Ford. Now, this has got to be interesting. I don't care what you think of these people, by the way. There's even one in here from Trump. There's all walks of life is in this book. It's one of the things I like about it because it doesn't matter. It's one of the things that I preach and say. I don't care who you are. I don't care where you are. If you're one person's hero, you're another person's villain. If you're one person's villain, you're another person's hero. And if you fall in between, well, you fall in between on both sides. So it really doesn't fucking matter, right? A good quote from anybody who has had success in this life. I'm not talking monetary either. The only history that is worth a tinker's damn is the history we make today. You know, and this goes with one that I always say. I got it from AA back in the day, and that's simple. 1 foot in tomorrow, 1 foot in yesterday. You're pissing all over today. The only thing we have is this moment. If you waste your time worrying about a moment in the past, why? You can't change it. I don't care how much you fucked up, you can't change it. And if you sit there and concentrate so much on the future, guess what you end up doing to this very moment? You fuck it up. I promise you fuck it up, whether you realize it or not. You only have today, and you only have control over yourself. So you only have control. Really, it should be, it should really be taken down beyond day and beyond hour, down to the moment. 1 foot in a moment before and 1 foot in a moment ahead. You're pissing all over this very moment that you're in. But the yesterday, today thing sounds much better. I won't lie. Here you go. Ralph Waldo Emerson. This day is all that is good and fair. It is too dear, like as in TOO. It is too dear with its hopes and invitations to waste a moment on the yesterdays. Right? Isn't that perfect? Oh, this is funny. Psalms 118:24. This is the day which the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. That's perfect. I like that. And I'll do one more. There you go. Oh, I already said what that other one was. Okay, I made sure. Okay. So this is Elizabeth Barrett Browning. Light tomorrow with today. So, anywho, last but not least, if you want to be on a smoke sesh with me, hit me up. I'll be around. You can always find me in the sense on here or Twitter. If you leave a comment, it always notifies me. Or if you send me a tweet or tag me, 40% of the time it notifies me. So hit me up. Remember this. I don't care who you are. I don't care where you're from. I don't care what you do. I would love to have you on the show. I would love to smoke pot with you. That's what it's all about. Support, mutual, unconditional love and support for your fellow person. Period. In a shell nut. A shutnell. Shutnell. I wonder if any of y'all out there know nutshell. So with that, have yourself a blessed evening. Have a wonderful Saturday evening. Have a wonderful weekend. Tomorrow, I hope that you all get to spend some time with your family and take some time for yourself as well. Just lay back, smoke a joint, think about the week in the sense of, do your pros or your ups and your downs, if you will, and then spend time with your family. Don't waste your time, if you will. like we just talked about, you live in today, but sometimes part of the day is assessing what you did so that you know what to take with you in the next week, right? Anyway, have a beautiful evening. Have a beautiful weekend. I love you all. You're all extremely special. I will see you again on Monday night. And remember, Friday is going to be one hell of a sesh. We're also, just on a side note, sorry, I did forget this. I have a guest the following 13th, but there's 420 special coming up. Now, there's going to be a lot of people on that, probably even more than 9 guests, because as some leave, I'm going to bring on others. And more importantly, between now and then, I'm going to have another, we'll call it a power sesh like we had last night. So that'll be a blast. And keep in tune and notify yourself definitely for that. You don't want to miss that one. So either way, have a great evening. See you again. Thank you, by the way, for all the new subscribers that have come on board. Again, if you think you're just a subscriber, you're not, reach out, talk to me. Oh, you know what? I got a comment. Didn't even see it. What's up, man? What's up, Michelle? Thank you. I appreciate that. They are some good quotes, aren't they? Did you see the cover? I don't know if you're still there, but you can pick this up, and Amazon has it for fucking $6. The Change Your Life quote book. And there's over 600 quotes in here. And I tell you what, I read this thing over, and it's one of the best, and I'm sure everybody here knows what I'm talking about, but this is one of the best toilet pieces, right? You go in and, you know, maybe 3 or 4 shits you'll read it, to be quite honest. But the fact is, you can go back and read it over and over and over. It's got a little table of contents at the beginning that segregates them by, you know, what type of quote are you looking for? Yeah, I got to put the glasses back on. Fuck me. So to give you, for instance, like the first one is actions speak louder than words. Alter your attitude, right? A. Then B is be grateful, believe in miracles, so on and so forth. They have grow old gracefully. That's what I should have done today. Everybody was talking about going, you know, all the way down to win some, lose some, which is W. So really cool book. You can get it on Amazon used in like generally like new condition for like $5, 80 cents, something like that. Anyway, you're absolutely welcome. Have a blessed evening. I hope that you stay lifted. Hope everybody stays lifted. And I forgot to put the banner up here. We're going to run it just one time long enough to have that stupid. It was one of those days. I'm telling you, I was already a minute and a half late getting in here tonight and forgot what I was going to say. But either way, I'll be back Monday, Wednesday, and Friday of next week. Friday, we will have a musical guest. I can't wait. That's going to be my first musical guest. That's going to be very exciting. Other than that, as I was saying on the way out, even if you're just a subscriber, you're not just a subscriber to me. Literally reach out to me and be a guest. Come on and smoke with me. You'll have a blast, I promise. I don't think I've had anybody yet smoke with me and be like, yeah, man, I had a horrible time. Fuck off. You know, so knock wood. Anyway, I hope all y'all have a wonderful weekend. Truly an even better week ahead, and see you Monday. Peace.
I switch here, I'm a strange fuck. Consist on ain't something I could say well. Throw my change into the wishing for a change well. Wish a day is swell life for the next come. And when the next come, pretend that it's the best one. Like I ain't even gonna try and say that to the next one.